Well, hello and welcome to the next daily Dominion. We have Campaign Sunday, and actually, yeah, that means I forgot to go back to the main menu after getting rid of this to show it once again. We have a twist called Favorite Landlords, and we have a replace copper thingy where one of our coppers is replaced by a war chest in our starting deck. And also one of the coppers is replaced by cursed gold because of Pooka, but that's a normal Dominion thing that can happen. So yeah, what is favorite landlords? It's a twist which says when you gain a victory card plus one favor. And favors are those tokens from allies that do different things in different games, depending on what the ally is. In this kingdom, the ally is Plateau Shepherds. And this one says when scoring, pair up your favors with cards you have costing 2 for 2 victory points per pair. So this means that essentially each estate, when we gain an estate, we get one favor, and since since an estate is a 2 costing card, as long as we keep the estate in our deck until the end of the game, it's worth 3 essentially. So it's worth as much as a duchy. And also this means that encampments are worth 2 victory points by the end of the game, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, we are also starting with 5 favors already because there's importer in the kingdom. And this one is going to be very interesting. Anyways, so I've already showed you the ally now, but as always, I will now go through the cards one by one. And if you're not interested in that, there will be a timestamp for you to skip to um, uh, to go to afterwards. And if you're not, yeah, if you don't want that, we have Encampment, which is in the split pile with Plunder, giving you 2 cards and 2 actions. You may reveal a gold or plunder from your hand. If you do not, set this aside and return it to the supply at the start of cleanup. So it's plus 2 cards and plus 2 actions, but it only stays in your deck if you can reveal either a plunder or a gold. And plunder is so the top 5 cards of this pile are encampments, the bottom 5 are plunders, and plunders are those silvers that also give you a victory point on play. And yeah, I don't know, they're dancing around the encampment pile is usually important if it's especially if it's the only draw and the only village, which is not the case here. But I think it's compared to the other sources of draw, it's a good source of draw. So yeah, I don't know. We have Craftsman. Craftsman says you get 2 debt, and then you gain a card costing up to 5. So you put yourself in debt, but also you can gain a nice card. But yeah, it's not super overwhelming here. Yeah, I think it's outclassed by Importer, maybe. Although with the lack of plus buy, it might be all right to go into some debt, but we are not going to have that much money anyways, at least early on. Importer, at the start of your next turn, gain a card costing up to 5. And yeah, that's very self-explanatory. It's a duration card, so you can only play it every other turn. I think it's slightly better than Craftsman here. Although Craftsman allows gain and play stuff, not super sold on either of those, as there's also War Chest to gain 5 cost cards. I don't know, we'll see, we'll go with the flow. Because War Chest is a card saying the player to your left names a card, gain a card costing up to 5 that hasn't been named for War Chests this turn. And this means that, for example, your opponent can, when you play the War Chest, can name Replace, and then you can play any other card except for Replace, and so on and so forth. And if you play multiple War Chests, the choices get more and more limited with each consecutive War Chest. But yeah, with really good cards being in this kingdom, like City, Replace, even Skirmisher, and later maybe Plunder, I don't know. War chest is going to be worth it for sure, and we also start with a war chest anyways. And also war chests are inspiring. That means so they have a trait in this kingdom, and that means after playing an inspiring card, so after playing a war chest on your turn, we may play an action from our hand that we don't have a copy of in play. So this makes, for example, opening Pooka a bit more viable. Well, Pooka says you may trash treasure other than cursed gold from your hand for +4 cards. And if you draw that one of your actions and you have a war chest in hand, you might still be able to play this other action early on. But yeah, otherwise I don't think that the inspiring is going to have much of an effect, as also there is a lot of village stuff going on, and apart from Pooka, there is no real terminal draw. Speaking of village stuff, let's talk about Border Village. Sorry for going back and forth, but I go more by associations today. Border Village says +1 card, +2 actions. It is a village in the end, and when you gain this, you gain a cheaper card. So it costs 6, but also when you gain this, you gain a cheaper card. So you can gain it together with a Pooka, with a replace, with a city, a bounty hunter, whatever you wish for, as long as it's cheaper. Really nice, usually. And another village in this kingdom is City, costing 5. In the beginning, it's really truly only just a village, but if there are one or more empty supply piles, it's also +1 card. And if there are 2 or more empty supply piles, it even gives you +buy and coin. So really good. And if there are 2 or more supply piles empty. I'm not super sure whether supply piles will empty here that quickly, but certainly they will, and then cities are going to be amazing, even better than encampments. And yeah, that's city for you. Bounty Hunter, +1 action, exile a card from your hand. If you didn't have a copy of it in exile, +3 coins. And exile is this extra mat that each of us has. And if you put cards on there, they still count towards being in your deck, but you won't have to shuffle and draw them anymore. And you cannot play them anymore, of course. So it's really nice to get rid of your starting estates or some of the starting coppers in the beginning of the game for +3 money. And that makes Bounty Hunter usually a very strong card. Also in the end game, you can get rid of your green cards, your provinces, your colonies, and it's very pleasant. You can get cards out of your exile by gaining another copy of a card. So for example, if you exile a border village and then you say, oh, I want to have that border village back out of exile, you can gain another one, and then you will be able to discard all copies from the exile. I think the last 2 cards I need to explain are replace, trash a card from your hand, gain a card costing up to 2 more than it. If the gain card is an action or treasure, put it onto your deck. If it's a victory card, each other player gains a curse. So if you replace coppers into estates, you curse your opponents while doing so. If you replace coppers into encampments or estates into bounty hunters or whatever, they get top decked. And yeah, that's really nice. It's the 5-cost remodel essentially. And finally, we have Skirmisher. +1 card, +1 action, +1 coin. This turn, when you gain an attack card, which Skirmisher happens to be, and also Replace happens to be, each other player discards down to 3 cards in hand. So a hand size attack. Pretty nasty, but also a bit hard to activate, as getting there is kind of finicky. Although this makes probably Craftsman better than Importer here, because you can gain a 5-cost card with Craftsman later in your turn after already having played the Skirmisher, and then you can attack your opponent. But yeah, I'm not sure how much we're angling for this. I think for sure at least a bit, but not in the beginning of the game. I think that wraps it up. I already explained the Plateau Shepherds in the beginning. So yeah, what are we going to do? And before we do that, I have one one more little thing I wanted to show you. Like yesterday night, I got to play some in real life Dominion with some of my friends. I don't get to do that often, just because I only own Dominion and all of its expansions in German, and most of my friends here in Munich are actually internationals, and don't really speak German or don't really speak German that well, so I don't really get to play it even with my flatmates. But yesterday night I got together with some German friends. We played two rounds. Actually, I needed to go for the second round, but I had it set up with them, and it was a really fun time. Anyways, yeah, that little side note. Actually, I wanted to show this in the beginning, but I forgot. So back to the kingdom. Now we can focus. We have a kingdom plot here, and yeah, we have the first case, I think, of my bias marker being a maybe. And I've chosen city as, exactly for the reason of being a maybe buy, because city only gives you a plus buy if two or more supply piles are empty. So we will have buy, but it might come only late in the game. But there's plenty of stuff that you can do before that. You have plenty of stuff to gain in Craftsman Importer, War Chest. There's plenty, and then there's also replays. And yeah, there's a bunch of alt VP, like Plateau Shepherds, is viable plunder, colonies, and platinum. I don't even think I've explained that we have that in the kingdom, but yeah, it is. And there's also that. We also start with an heirloom with the cursed gold, so we have a bit of weird opening splits. And apart from that, yeah, there's everything your engine heart might desire, although draw seems to be a bit finicky. Like encampments isn't great draw in the beginning because you'll get rid of them. Pooka isn't great draw as you'll draw cards dead unless you have a village with it, and city is not draw until the first supply pile empties. So we might be a bit stumped on that and might rely on encampments, and we'll need to think of a way to maybe keep them around. And yeah, or otherwise play with a drawless deck in the beginning and see where we go from there. And yeah, I don't really know. The strategy for this one is weird. I think we do some we thin aggressively, get rid of all of the coppers and estates using replace bounty hunter, maybe Pooka. Get a few encampments and maybe a gold to keep them around, then angle for border villages and cities. Do we go for a second war chest is the question. Maybe yes, to gain a bunch of cities later, but or skirmishers to attack the opponent, but not early on, not in the opening. Because opening wise, there is a bunch of stuff to consider. Really, cursed gold is a nightmare to write those. Every time I see Pooka and cursed gold, I'm like, oh no, I have to I have to go through all of those different kinds of openings. I think the 4/4 might be the worst opening, although maybe D tier is a bit too harsh. Maybe it's C tier in comparison to the other ones. Because we can play War Chest for and get a replace if possible, or a Pooka otherwise, and buy a Bounty Hunter with it. And on the 4 we can either opt to play the Cursed Gold. Also on the other 4 we can either opt to play the Cursed Gold for another Bounty Hunter, might be good. Could also be Encampment, although I don't like that to get the curse in just for an encampment. Or you can just skip your turn and not buy anything, which might also be good to see whatever you have more often. And yeah, on the other openings, usually I think it's best to gain Bounty Hunter replays early on, and also an encampment if you have to play the Cursed Gold. And yeah, I don't know, you can read it here. I'm not super sure it's gonna be junky in any case in the beginning, so yeah, I would say we just start playing and see what the AI denies us. Probably the replace, I would guess. Yeah, yeah. And that means we should gain a Pooka. As I said, not super sure about this, but it should be okay. And if we draw the war chests by playing the Pooka, we might be good. Now the AI goes for an encampment here. And yeah, let's go for that second bounty hunter, especially one curse isn't that bad. We can get rid of it for 3. Let's deny the AI also the replace. Gets a bounty hunter. And here, yeah, we should just skip doing this. this is really nice. We get to thin down 2 cards here and play a war chest again. Maybe we get a city here already, or actually that's not doing that much for us, so maybe a skirmisher, and then buy border village replace. Could also be a gold, but I think at this point we're okay with losing the encampment, so everything is all right. Let's deny AI the replace again. Gains the city already. Do we play the Pooka in hopes of finding the war chest and then being able to play the replace? It's actually rather unlikely, so we might be better pressed if we just multiple options here. I think we could just get rid of the curse for an encampment. Well, but then the bounty hunters could also get rid of the Pooka for gold. Not sure how good that is because it would go on top. Man, all of the options we have here do not look super enticing. Yeah, it's a bit of a pity that the curse is missing our bounty hunters. But yeah, maybe going for the gold is alright, even though it's on top of our deck and our buys. We get rewarded for it. We find the encampment here. Let's get rid of that replace for the AI. And we get to get rid of another estate or the cursed gold. The question is, what do we want to hit here? Do we want to get another border village? I think the answer is yes. So then that means that if we get rid of the estate, we only hit 5 here. If we get rid of the cursed gold, which I don't think we should play that much anyways. So then we'll hit the border village here. Can play war chest again. Now maybe the time for the second war chest already. But it could also just be a city and then go for border village Pooka again. Just to have some draw. Here we're fine just getting another encampment. Let's not get too far behind on those. Let's not give AI this free plunder, but it will probably buy the plunder here. It does return one of those, which is great. Yeah, so what do we want to do here? Let's play the skirmisher. I think we play this encampment. We don't find anything. But now here we can get rid of the estate for an encampment, top deck it, and these cards. No, they don't contain our gold. Oh no, sorry. I thought they would. They had the gold in there. So what we can do is play the Pooka now and top deck an encampment for the gold on our next turn. And yeah, that looks pretty good. We get to exile this curse. We get to get rid of that. Go for the war chest. I think we need another place here. Wait. Ah, that's confusing because I saw the war chest marker on the plunder, and apparently I named encampment of all things. That's weird. But yeah, we have 2 encampments in our deck now, so we can just gain a plunder and now play this, get another replace, and I think it's pretty good. Let's see what AI is going to do. Yeah, it gets things start popping up, and AI keeps the encampments in place. Let's name maybe city at this point. And yeah, the cities are going to activate soon. Pooka away one of the coppers. Yeah, that's pretty good. We can top deck an encampment, draw into it. We have 3 encampments. Um, AI has 2, but AI does have 3 cities. And yeah, this is actually not looking all too great here. The cities are going to activate soon. And yeah, what do we do here? The last cards are city and estate. Do we still have an estate there? No, I don't think so. We've gotten rid of 1. We've trashed 2 coppers or 3. Could be city and copper, I'm not super sure. Yeah, let's draw into this. It's the city here. We could replace Bounty Hunter into Border Village Plunder, for example. And then play the city to draw them. Looks alright to me. And then we should try to gain more Skirmisher. Could also just replace into Skirmisher, annoy the AI a bit, and gain a city. Like, I don't think... Or this could also be just a replace for at this point, which will also attack the AI, right? Oh no, darn. The last card is the Skirmisher, right? Sorry for all of this confusion. Now, well, we can get to Skirmisher later then, but we cannot gain and play replace. With also attacking the AI. So what we could do is just go for Bounty Hunter into Border Village War Chest, maybe. Just maximize our gains. And then draw the Skirmisher and go for replace and or Skirmisher on the next by gaining those. And yeah, I think this is all right. And can get rid of this last copper. Play this war chest for Skirmisher or replace. Let's see. AI once again names Encampment, which doesn't make sense. What is better? Replace for sure. War chest for city if we can. Otherwise... Oh, actually, we should have gained the city first. And AI does do weird things with war chest now. Can border village for another city. And that means that next turn, well, the plunder might empty via AI, emptying it. But also otherwise we'll have the chance of replacing into something that can empty the plunders, and then yeah, we should be good. Yeah, see here. Let's see what AI does. AI does not empty the plunder pile because it puts an encampment on top. It gets the next thing there. We can actually do the same, just get rid of one of our encampments. I think that's fine. But the game is very, very close to ending. So yeah, let's get rid of one of those encampments. Do we have a win here somehow? No, we don't have a win because we just got rid of our encampment to put it back on top of this pile. Maybe that was a mistake. But we could replace the war chest into border village encampment, which would activate the cities. And then we could replace more stuff into border villages. Could get more replaces. But I don't think we have it in us to really go for it here. Yeah, this was stupid. Setting aside this encampment was really bad. But also, of course, this draw is not optimal, that we don't have anything to pair up with the replace properly. Yeah, but let's go for replace for border village and encampment here to activate the city. Um, hmm. Question is, do we try to empty border villages in order to get the +1 buy, +1 coin from the city? But I think it's too risky considering what AI is, what AI might be capable of. So we might just be better off doing some other stuff here. We can replace the bounty hunter into a city. Is that too risky? We should definitely attack the AI once again. So, and also attack the AI in like gaining a province with one of the replaces. If we go for border village replace and then border village replace again, do we have enough to empty both the cities and the we have one war chest then, and no, I don't think we have it in us, so we should play it conservatively. Yeah, let's do this, just some more draw, and maybe we shouldn't have exiled the copper last turn even. But yeah, play this encampment, and we can replace this border village into a province to curse the opponent. And now play this war chest for skirmisher or replace. I don't think we should lower cities more. Just go for replace. We could play the Pooka to draw the replace, but it doesn't matter that much. And just gain another war chest. I don't want to lose on the spot, and AI being able to probably do some nice stuff with encampments and cities. Like it will be able to draw quite well. It has the importer incoming. But I also want to give us good chances of winning next turn. So maybe war chest it is, and it could also be Pooka fodder maybe. Yeah, that seems alright. AI gains back the encampment, draws its deck, curses us. Ooh, this doesn't look all too good. It goes for 36 points. Wow. So yeah, we really need to win this turn, but it's gonna be hard. I think we start by playing the city. And also this skirmisher. The skirmisher could also become a border village. Could go for a city. Yeah, I think we need to really go for it here. And the question is, do we need to border village more or the skirmisher more? Let's say we need the skirmisher more because we are going to top deck a border village. And this is bad. Now we can at least play the encampments without losing them. And yeah, here replace this into another city or replace is the question now. Replace will enable us to get provinces. City will enable us to have one more buy. I think replace it has to be. Play this city, play that city. Now we can replace this border village for a city in order to, or even a province. And how much do we need to score? Province essentially scores us 7 points because um, because it will curse the opponent as well. But we also will need to empty the city's order replaces alongside it to win. Or we could buy the remaining curses. What do we do? This is hard. Maybe we play the Pooka and get rid of this gold in order to draw some more cards. I think I like top decking another city first. Though no, we don't want to play those border villages yet, or get rid of those yet. Could also get rid of the Pooka for a city and do that then. Is that too conservative? Like what are the cards that are left in there? There's Plunder, 2 war chests, and what else is there? Plunder, 2 war chests. I think one more replace even. And then 2 encampments and a city. So for the sake of the encampments, we can't really trash the gold. For the sake of consistency, we really think we need to go for this play. This is bad. No. No! This is incredibly bad. Yeah, we might have lost this due to bottom decking the encampments here. Can of course go for gold into province. No, but this is lost. Man. Yeah, I will name duchy. We can gain a state. We can, well, what do we gain first? I don't think it matters because AI is going to deny the other. Whew, yeah, that was bad. Now let's just end it here. Or, well, let's get one more turn at least, but the estates are worth some points, of course, but AI will just be able to win it using the city here. And there goes our streak. Oh man, that was devastating. The AI does win this by 2 points, and just yeah, this draw on a last turn killed us. Maybe we would have needed to get rid of the gold there instead of the wait, not at this point, but at the point where we trashed the Pooka. We should have just winged it, gone for this. Now, well, even here we would have bottom decked that, but let's see. Would we have been able to win here? It looks like it, I think. Oh, I misplayed this. Should have gone back here even. I think we need to top deck this city here. Play this encampment. Then top deck another city. And then gain this province. And would this have been enough then? Yes. Well, okay, we had the win, but it was really close, man. That's just because of this bad decision of bottom decking, or and also our encampment bottom decking, encampments bottom decking there. This hurts. We could have won this, but it was also pretty tricky. Let's go for it again. We have the three whatever. So let's play the war chest first. Go for replays if we can. Go for Pooka otherwise. Buy an encampment and buy a replace here. Actually, yeah, this is now safe to play, as we will be able to, after gaining another replace, I think, we will be able to play this replace to top deck an encampment and buy bounty hunter. The loss hurts. The loss really hurts. But let's see. Let's get rid of those. We can get border village. Well, the Pooka is going to collide once again. Maybe city already. Actually, this is a horrible, horrible collision. But we get to top deck encampment. Maybe gain one more encampment even. And could also be a skirmisher at this point. No, I think encampment is alright. We can play our Pooka for free. Decline this, decline that. But yeah, let's see where this one will go. Finally, we find the Pooka with something nice. We get to top deck a plunder to keep this encampment around immediately. We get to get rid of this and get rid of maybe just a copper. No, this should be. What does this want to be? Just another bounty hunter? And maybe we don't even play this replace. I don't want any of the cards top decked right now. We only hit 4. Curious. I guess we could also play this bounty hunter, exile a copper, and trash this for just another estate. Yeah, at least that we can do. Curse the opponent here and go for another border village, maybe another plunder or another replace, or another city. Let's go for the plunder. Yeah, it does get rid of some of its encampments, which is great. We will be able to snatch one of them here. Yeah, get rid of that, draw that. We even get to keep it in our deck. Now we also even get to top deck one. What's the last card? Is it a copper? Yeah, get rid of that. Top deck one of those. Play the war chest for plunder maybe? Or yeah, let's just go all in on those. And maybe get a craftsman, as we will be able to use it with gain and play stuff now. And yeah, cities are about to go. This is going really nicely. We can top deck a city, play this craftsman for plunder. Now I think we want to get rid of one of the plunders here in order to draw. And yeah, already we're in a very good spot. We can get rid of this border village in order to top deck a city for the next turn. Or we could also just, yeah, I think that's the best course of action. And play this war chest. Gain a city if we can, otherwise maybe a skirmisher. And with 4 we can just buy another bounty hunter. And yeah, I think this is going really nicely. Maybe craftsman also. Maybe the craftsman is better. Gives us more pile pressure. And yeah, I like this. Although AI does get rid of one of the encampments, which is annoying for us because this means that that we won't be able to just play the cities for draw in the beginning of the turn. Let's have it not get more replace. Duchy, okay. So we'll need to do this, then that. Then, yeah, probably we'll get rid of the Pooka this turn. Would have been, of course, nice to replace the curse into the encampment, but what can you do? Hmm, yeah, we can go for another city here. Draw into it for those 2 cards. Now, here we can curse the AI. And although curses are getting really low, and well, let's think about some things. If we go for cities here, 2 cities would mean that we would be able to play 1 for plus buy, which wouldn't do us that much good because we would barely not be able to end the game. So maybe just a skirmisher and then have AI discard somehow. But this would mean that we need to get rid of yet another plunder. No. This is hard. Let's go for the skirmisher. I think it's fine. Attack the AI, which will also give us some nice points. And play this for an estate, I think. And here we maybe just buy another estate for 3 points and hope that we have a next turn. And wow, this is going to be a 10 turner, is it? If AI wins this now, yeah, well, we should be able to win this now this turn because we can just replace twice, right? Replace into a state, replace into a state. We've already won at this point because the encampments stay in play, but we can even play on, do some nice city stuff. Craftsman for duchies, I think. And yeah, AI is going to deny duchy anyways, but do get to buy a province and win this one in 10 turns even. But yeah, the loss in the first game really hurts. I think I misplayed some of the aspects there. Like especially that encampment that I opened my turn with, that was really, really bad. And that led to this devastating loss. But now we came back with a 10 turn win. But this kingdom is complex. This is hard. There's so much stuff going on, so much to replace, to think about with the encampments and cities, with the piles emptying and not emptying with encampments. Estates being worth essentially 4 points if you replace into them, if you get to curse your opponent. Yeah, wow. Man, this is a doozy of a kingdom. Ha. Wish I hadn't lost this, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed this playthrough anyways, and I'll try to catch you in the next one. Until then, I say goodbye.